A dozen professional athletes have come forward with allegations of sexual misconduct and abuse by their own coaching staff. This week, we're talking about the National Women's Soccer League. I'm Erica Domingo, and this is a Toxic Workplace Report. So let's dive right in. North Carolina Courage coach Paul Riley is accused of sexually coercing players on various teams he coached over the past decade. Although more than a dozen players came forward with allegations against Riley, only two went on record, Sinead Farrelly and Shim. The allegations against Riley include forcing two players to kiss each other so they could avoid a vigorous workout, sending unsolicited sexual messages, making them join him on nights of heavy drinking, and forcing them to have sex with him. In addition, multiple players alleged that Riley manipulated them psychologically and emotionally with regard to their playing time and status on their team. Instead of focusing on their sliding tackles, Riley was focusing on sliding into their DMs. Riley is not the only women's soccer coach alleged to be getting his kicks on and off the field. In February 2019, several players tried to get together to bring similar allegations against Canadian coach Bob Berardi. The players contended that Berardi's power over the Canadian Olympic team roster, combined with no oversight or accountability, led to a situation where he could do whatever he wanted with no consequences. They tried to circulate their story to 30 news outlets, but no one cared enough to pick up the story. One player self-published the story as a blog post, which was ultimately picked up and investigated by The Guardian, and that's where the story begins to snowball. Berardi was ultimately terminated 1 year later for sexual misconduct, but publicly it was identified as a mutual parting of ways. It seems that Berardi and Riley's conduct are just part of a pattern of allegations being covered up so that the abusers can move into new roles at new organizations and repeat their conduct all over again. After 11 years, Riley was finally given a red card and terminated from coaching within the National Women's Soccer League. Conspicuously, National Women's Soccer League Commissioner Lisa Baird resigned just 1 day after Riley's termination. Not to be caught off sides, FIFA, the world governing body for soccer, and US Soccer are both conducting their own independent investigations, despite the fact that the National Women's Soccer League has been operating independently for the past year. US Soccer has hired former acting Attorney General Sally Yates to conduct their investigation. Ultimately, this may just be the kickoff into the investigation of sexual predators within US women's soccer, and we're going to have to wait and see who comes off the bench next. Thanks for watching this week's TWR. Let us know in the comments what you think of this week's story and what we could all be doing to better protect female athletes. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can catch the next one. Be ponderful.